I'm Wayne. I'm the founder of Absolute Training Nutrition. Started the business in 2005, having spent a long time as a critical care nurse, working with people who have, been quite unwell, and I've always had an interest in fitness. So I kind of thought, working with people that are unwell all the time, it's a little bit too late. And I was working with people who really were quite unwell. So I wanted to work with people who were, before they got to that stage. So being an interest in fitness and having been a critical care nurse, I thought the two went hand in hand. So I started working out with people, training people, working with people from all sorts of different disciplines. I started Absolute Training actually from North Devon. So started off with small clients and quickly built a reputation for somebody who delivers results for people, because let's face it, that's what people actually want. They want a result. So over the last few years, myself and Chris have built Absolute up to where it is today. We've now got a small team of people that work for us, and every single person who's a member of Absolute Training and Nutrition are there for the clients. From the person on the desk, when you walk in, all the way through to the thing. And the other great thing that makes Absolute unique is the family. When I talk about the family, we actually mean it. A lot of our clients will talk about how friendly, how laid back, how encouraging the family atmosphere. If you're working with Absolute, then you're family, and that's something we definitely want to put across and make people feel welcome.
I don't really know where to start. I'll start at the beginning. I think that's as good a place as any. I've yo-yo dieted pretty much all my life. I've tried various slimming groups, lost a bit of weight, put it back on. 5 years ago I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and had to go on steroids, and just kept getting bigger and bigger. Kept thinking about doing something about it, but felt too ashamed of my size and shape to go to the gym. Assumed that everybody down there would be really fit and healthy and that I would stand out like a sore thumb. And then it just really got out of control. I got up to a size 24, started not even wanting to buy clothes because I didn't want to accept that they were getting bigger. Had an awful time in my marriage, which knocked my confidence. We decided to try and work things out, and at that point I decided I was going to do something about my weight. I did feel nervous and shy when I went in there for the first time, but I'd hit a point in my life where I needed to do it for me. But slowly as I started going, everyone said hi when I went in. I met the rest of the team, all the groups are really nice, friendly, and I suddenly realised it's not quite as daunting as I thought it would be. One thing I like about the groups is that they're smaller, so you get to know people and you get that social support. You learn a lot about other people's goals and what brought them there, and you don't suddenly feel like you're the only one in the world who's ever not had the confidence to go through the door at the gym, and you learn about other people's journeys. I think the breaking point for me was when my marriage started to fall apart, because I felt I needed to find some confidence in myself. And literally within a couple of minutes of being in the door and talking to Wayne, it was all snot and tears. A little bit embarrassing, but Wayne was great. He was really gentle with me, got to the bottom of why I wanted to be there. And I think for me, that's where my journey began, because it was putting me together psychologically before physically and emotionally. And that's why I think Absolute's in the title, because they give you absolutely everything.
I took over with Amanda, taking her training, helping her sort out food, all that sort of stuff, and watching her progression over the last sort of 6 or 7 months has been really awesome, and the changes she's made have been amazing.
And I feel like I've just got my life back. I've got control of everything again in a good way. Everything's changed for me. I just feel comfortable in myself. My confidence has changed. I feel a lot healthier. Cut out a lot of the medication for my colitis, which has been a massive improvement for me. Even things like my skin, my hair, my nails, everything, I just feel like I've got my life back, and it's a good opportunity to say to the guys, thanks so much.
So Dan and Ollie are 17 years old. They are monozygotic twins, which means they were identical twins. So the boys started at the studio when they were 11 years old. We knew that the boys had some condition. We didn't know what the condition was. We took several years to find out what that condition was. So when they were around 2 years old, I started to ask the questions to the geneticist and the paediatric team as to what they might have. And eventually we had a diagnosis, but it wasn't until they were 15 that we had that diagnosis. A condition called BBS, which is Lawrence-Moon-Bodé-Bodill syndrome. It's a syndrome that affects people in different ways. It has retinal dystrophy associated to it, which means loss of sight, and forms of obesity. So very early on we knew that the boys liked eating. I remember the first piece of gym equipment that Wayne put them on was the step machine, and they were unable to use it, to function on it correctly. And I could see the look in Wayne's eye really as to, wow, this is just a step machine and they're not able to use this safely. And then he did some floor exercises with them at the gym, and again they really struggled with those floor exercises, and it was the coordination or lack of coordination that they had that became really apparent. So we went back for a few gym sessions and they met with Chris, who has continued to work with them and really progressed them all. So Chris assessed what they could and couldn't do, and then provided us with some sort of fairly simple core exercises to work on at home whilst he continued to work with them at the gym.
I've worked with the boys now for 7 years, and we've got them to a point now where it's not so much coaching them through different exercise, it's seeing how far we can get them, and every week they're being pushed and they're developing and getting stronger week in and week out, and that's what we like most about Absolute.
Yeah, I would encourage anybody with children with additional needs who maybe need that physical input to just approach them and ask them, is this a possibility for our children? It's worth it.
So in the beginning, a long time ago, I decided that I didn't want to conform to the normal, you do 10, 12 weeks with a personal trainer and you get the results and that's it. Because that's not it, that's just the start, that's just the beginning of you. When you're working with Absolute, we don't just want to get you in shape or lose weight or feel healthy or better, we want you being happy with you. So if you're happy with you and you're getting the results that you're looking for, then our job's a lot easier. It's not a fight, it's not a struggle. We don't have to force our clients. If you ever come by our gym, you'll never hear any of my coaches screaming, shouting at people. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's not about us. It's not about our egos. It's not about what we know and who we know. It's about you. The reason you decided that you wanted to be a better you is why we want to bring that out. We want to find out why you decided at that moment and that time that you wanted to make a change, and we're going to get that. We're going to bring that out, and we're going to use that to make sure that that idea, that concept that you had of who you are and what you want to be is realised, and that is why Absolute is Absolute.